Hey, so this is a disappointing haul, but that's just how the holidays have been. As I chuck, we actually have something in here. So we got three small boxes. I know what's in most of them, but we'll go from there. So for starters, this in theory should be Transformer cards. I don't actually know because it's just an envelope, but pleasantly enough, there's a nice little gash right in there because that's just how people decide they're going to mail stuff. Aha, so we have some stuff. So, as we start looking at the Transformer stuff we got in, we get to have more Transformer stuff. Now, I get to show it actually out of the package. The double size cards, that's a typical character card, so that's kind of cool. We got, that thing's not going to stay, is it? I got, where is it? Decepticon Quake, yeah. There we go. I have help for today, so I have Brandon. And this is let me see, if they're all in here, we can have my little nerd moment. If you hear the screeching, I'm trying to keep everything through the mic, but you'll hear our kids all banging around down there. Ooh, is this everything? The answer is maybe. The answer is also maybe not. So let us see real quick if this is everything so I can have Brandon do. It is nice. So this is one of those hilarious little nerd moments. As they did Transformers, the card game, they tapped into like the whole sort of toy universe, comic book universe, and everything. I'm gonna have Brandon go card by card. If you remember the Micro Transformers, that is not part of that set. That is not part of that set. Is that part of the other set? Yes, it is. There we go. That's part of the set. So I have three from the one set, 4 from another set, and I'll let him show you. He'll do each card, flip them over. But when they used to do these small micros, they had them in 4-packs. There were whole teams. There was like, oh, there's a team leader, that sort of stuff. So he's going through it. That was just like low-level guys, and there's also, you can flip them too to show the other side of... He's just nodding at me. It feels that way. But I have, unfortunately, just because of how ordering from the singles website, TCG Player, you get stuff from everybody. He's showing you the one full set of 4, not that that's really like a huge thing. But I actually had... I'll wait for him to stop obstructing my view. Nope, he's just going to do a spite. These two sets, the Decepticon and the Transformer, there is a 4th for each. You'll see them in another unboxing. I actually had these sets as a kid. So this is kind of awesome that these sets were, around, but that's its own thing. It's just, that's... The people that really like Transformers, the card game, liked it for a couple of reasons. And one of the reasons is, if you had those toys and then you get to play with that, unit in the card game, it was cool. He's just done doing his Vanna White. There you go. Hand comes out of nowhere. Here you go. Like, okay, cool. Thanks. All right. So I know that was minor, but I'm going to try and make myself a promise. We'll see if that holds true. I'm going to try and not spend a fortune on Transformer singles. I can tell you the ultra rares, the 1 per box rares, those go for ridiculous money. But the commons and uncommons go for nothing. Most of these were like 10 cents a card. Even this big guy was less than $1. So because the game died this year, if you're interested in the Transformers TCG, the Hasbro one, maybe looking to get some singles. That's just the way it is. I'll cover up my address because I've been informed that apparently I show my address too much. That's how I know what's in here. This is from someone who looks like they were starting up a shipping site. They had... this was on Walmart.com, so already, doing wonderful. We're just going to chuck that out. Apparently there's a promo thing with all sorts of stuff on it. This is what I needed before I started doing the history of MapleStory. So this is not a game I played. I know of it. I saw the adverts. I'm hoping to actually make Brandon suffer through this, and then we can actually... We'll do a review. I'm going to try and dovetail that. This is the 2-player starter. This is the only starter deck, obviously not in the world, in the actual game. When it launched November 2007, this is the only starter set. After that, just packs. But these can be found reasonably. I'm saying that because if you have any interest after seeing our video or you're doing research or you're just wondering about this, with patience, you can find these for less than 20. There are people out there who are saying, "Oh, they're sealed. Oh, they're old. The game's dead. I want 50." You can find them for less than 20. This is the only starter, so it was made by Wizards of the Coast. They're out there, so don't worry. Let's go with this box. I've already cut myself once today with this knife. I would prefer not to do it a second time. No promises. It's very sharp. Always works. Oh ho! That's not the box I expected. So, Foomp. This is Arcadia. Now, someone had this listed as the Waylay. Now, mind you, the back of the card says Waylay. That's a card type. So I might have gotten a better deal on this. I don't actually know. This is a minimum of 200 cards, maybe a little bit more. I can count them all out. Let me see if I can find a really good art page to kind of show off. But these are from the story packs. Ooh, this is from both sets. Nice. Actually, yeah, here's a really good one, Brandon, if you want to show that card. The art has a very distinct style. Richard Kane Ferguson, who did some Magic art, he only did 2 pieces for this game. So I'm not saying it like, oh, he's the guy to really judge it by. If you know who Richard Kane Ferguson is and you like his art style, this game has it. I will freely say this game is one of my grail games. It's the one I'm so excited. Like literally, I paid too much for the other box that we opened. I didn't pay too much for that product, but I'm just trying to look for anything that's awesome. Also, some really just great artwork. Because this boring stuff, this terrain, is because you actually use it. The cool part to this stuff, and this is like half terrain, is that when you go to the location, you flip it over, and your opponent. These are, the types of places. This says city, street, road, ramp, and it has little things. They can play the cards to it. But this is a significant haul, and obviously for helping me to complete or get a really decent one, because they also have like effects at your opponent. Because your opponent builds what's called a Waylay deck, which is full of hazards, and the hazards have a point value. Well, when you go off on a quest, and you and your opponent say which your quest is, here we are. Here's like a quest card. I can have Brandon kind of show it. So you're going to point to that little number, and then point to the number below it, the 31, then the 4. So while Brandon's showing that, I'll explain it real quick. The 31 is how many points your opponent gets to use when making their Waylay deck. The 4 points is how many points of treasure you get to have to put along your quest. So if you think Lord of the Rings, Middle Earth kind of stuff. I'm trying to think if this predates Middle Earth, the card game, by ICE. It's around the same time. But basically just think Lord of the Rings, you're traveling around this fantastical world, and you get to do a bunch of stuff, but you get some really, the artwork on these isn't as good as the character cards, because you can flip those over. These are just there. I assume we're having problems with autofocus? Okay. He's shaking his head. Yes, no.
Zooming.
Oh, here you go. This is one of the cards I showed Brandon. This, can you see that one clear enough?
Down.
You're down or my down?
There you go.
Rat apples. I'm not as familiar with RPGs as he is or some of our other friends. But this whole universe, it oozes flavor. The art goes with it. The rules are actually rather simple. There's some vagueness, but whatever. So this was an awesome deal. This goes a long way for me to get a complete set. And for any of our patrons out there, once we get the giveaways and everything going, because this is obviously one of our earlier videos, once we get giveaways and going, my extras from this are going to be part of the giveaways. So I will be spreading the Arcadia joy. So that's an option. We're going to put that down. And our final one for today. There we go. I knew what this was earlier today. Oh, yeah, that's what this is. So this is when the purpose of our channel, I know I'm dragging this one out. When you find good deals for product, this is literally a box of good deals. You know they're good deals because they go thud. So, this is one of those things where if you're not aware of it, it's a hilarious story. Let me move our little smiling mushroom guy. I'll put this here. Anachronism. It's put out by the History Channel. If you didn't know that they made games, they did. But each of these are all different, are 2-player starter packs. These are actually very, very affordable. I mean, to the point where there's a reason I bought 5 of them and it did not break the bank. But this one is Theseus versus Priam, and they will give you a little history lesson about it. It's a very easy to get into game. You can mix and match. Who's this? Baziad I versus Vlad Tepes. Hernan Cortez versus Moctezuma II, I would assume Aztec. Saint Jean d'Arc, so Joan of Arc versus William Wallace. How that's a thing, I don't know. That's awesome. And then Ramses II versus Genghis Khan. Because apparently we need historical death bouts. It was put up by Tri-King Games, and obviously the channel was in it. You know what? Let's do... We're going to pop the William Wallace one. Let's do that real quick. I know I'm probably wasting a little time because I know what these cards look like, and I want to show off why I think this is such an awesome deal. Because most games, foil cards are promos. All of the cards are foiled. We get the playmat, we get a little basic thing of rules, 2 basic dice, literally 2-player starters. If you find these and you have any interest, and obviously these will be in our giveaways when we get around to them, this game is such a value that I think, depending how fast we go, I might be snagging more of these up, because it's just nuts that the game was this good. And then, it survived for, I want to say 2 years, maybe close to 3. And, it's just cool. The last thing, speaking of values, this is where things go hilarious also. Mega Man NT Warrior. This is a Mega Man CCG. There were 3 sets. Getting these 4 precons. These are 1 player per deck. They're all themed decks. They're all fixed number of cards. These 4 are the easy ones. The first set had Mega Man and Torchman, and I'm totally losing Shark Man. But, you can see it's the anime-style artwork. These were a good buy, in my opinion. I'm not trying to get too crazy into the game with boosters, but from all of my research and everything else, these really are complete decks. You don't really need to tweak them too much. They're pretty well balanced against each other. But this was a haul that I'm very happy to play. I'm happy to do my research on, and I'm happy to pass them along. It's not that I won't like the games. I can tell you now, I'll play this. I don't need to hold on to it. It's not something I'm not the hugest Mega Man fan. These anachronism things, the biggest thing for me is this will become a rabbit hole, and then I'll try to buy all the characters, and that's a problem. So that's why I probably need to play these and then send them out to our people. So for our day, we have a 2-player starter. All these are 2-player starters. These are 1-player decks. We have some singles for Transformers, and then we had the box of Arcadia. I feel this is a really good start. I was actually waiting on this package, the Anachronism and the Mega Man stuff. That's probably the box I was really anticipating after that Arcadia haul that we had the other day. So I feel good about that. I'm hoping I will be able to con Brandon into trying Maple Story. Maybe we'll try to get some Anachronism played because we have some time. But look forward for that. So if you're interested in supporting us, we do have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/cardboardresurrection, one word, spelled properly. We have 2 tiers at the moment. This is literally is New Year's Eve. We have one that just general access tier. You get early access to the videos. You get to jump in, share some stories, because I will, if anyone has stories on this stuff, I will get them involved. The next tier, the citizen influencer tier, we have polls up. They are for what we play next, what we review next, even what we acquire next, because obviously we don't have infinite money, and also the topics that Brandon and I talk about. And we do try to get some of our other friends to jump in and help discuss that. But there was such a rich history literally, we've had collectible card games, for over 25 years now. I can't name them all. You can go on Wikipedia, and some of those links, some of those don't have pages. I can find those games. We can record how it was played, what the card art looks like. We can literally deep dive and get that stuff back out there. So while that is the sales pitch, I do just want to, kind of say that we are viewer supported. Our videos are not monetized. Any ads are from YouTube alone. That my whole point is to get the information out there. As far as where we go from here and where our funding goes, that is up to our patrons. We are going to always be looking for good deals and stuff like that. When we get high enough, we are going to be doing giveaways. So until next time, I'm hoping tomorrow's another haul, but we will see. That's all up to the post service. So until next time, Cardboard Resurrection, we will talk to you later.